Have you ever wanted to watch someone rank 50 serums for no reason? Well, if you've ever wanted to do that, this is your video. Today, we are going to do Serum Roundup, where I rank 50 of the top skincare serums, and we go over kind of what the quality is like, what the ingredients are like. So for background, I have my degrees in material science, in biomedical engineering. I did a lot of formulations and chemistry, and I know what specific ingredients do, and I know what they can do for the skin. Now, I also know what just like other random ingredients do, so I can differentiate how efficacious a serum might be. Now, disclaimer off the bat, I don't think any serums are really necessary unless you are using a retinol, something like tretinoin that is a prescription for something like acne or anti-aging. Even then, you don't need anti-aging cream. No one needs to anti-age. Hashtag normalize aging. But in this video, we are gonna go over some of the top serums from Sephora, from Ulta, from YesStyle, some of the K-beauty serums that are very popular on TikTok, and we are going to talk about the ingredients, if they're good or not. So in front of me, I have a tier list. I have S tier, that's going to be the best of the best. We're gonna try and save that for the ones that I'm really drawn to. We have A tier, which is really, really, really good, right? Like there might be one or two things that I would change, but this is just my opinion as someone with an education. So I also worked at Sephora for a year and a half. So if that is of any condolence to you, I did sell a lot of these products to people for money. And I will have all of the products available down below in a commissionable link if you feel inclined to purchase anything from this small business. It's me, I'm the small business. Anyways, on to B tier. B tier is going to be mid, or no, actually, okay, C tier is gonna be mid, B tier is just gonna be good. Like things in B tier aren't bad, but they're not necessarily like amazing. And then C tier, D tier are gonna be bad. So those are going to be the things that I would not recommend. And it might be because of the price, it might be because of the ingredients, it might be because of the price for the ingredients, it might be because of the marketing, it might be because of I don't like the company. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get into it. In front of me, I think I had 49 pictures. I'm apparently missing some from my list, but I have my serums in front of me, and I have my list. So we're gonna go to the top of my list, and we're just gonna go down to the first one. How this works is I have my list, and I have every ingredient labeled by what its function is, and this is kind of for you guys. If you want to look at a formula that is on here, I have the ingredient functions labeled by color. So that way, if you're looking for something with a lot of, I don't know, ceramides, I have ceramides highlighted in purple. So you can go and look at things that are highlighted in purple. There are also peptides. Ceramides and peptides are in purple, but it's just a way to make things easier to differentiate. Also, as I'm making this video, I can easily look at the colors and be like, yes, no, yes, no. Let's get started. The first one on my list is the ANUA Niacinamide 10% tranexamic acid 4% serum. Now, tranexamic acid is not it's not clinically proven. I don't know if it can get into the skin, if it can penetrate, if it actually does a lot for the skin, but niacinamide at 10%, that is a little high, but that will do pretty well. We also have sodium hyaluronate, glycerin, hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid, regular hyaluronic acid, panthenol, polyglutamic acid, as well as a lot of other forms of hyaluronic acid, dimethylsilanol, etc. So we have some of these compounds. We also have some extracts in here. If you watch Milky Toner Showdown, you know how I feel about extracts. I think that this is a pretty solid, I mean, just because it's using tranexamic acid and it's not exactly that efficacious of an ingredient, I'm gonna put this in C tier for now. It's not bad. Like it would probably like help a little bit, but there are so many better options on this list. And the ingredients are bad. For the price, for, let's see, what was the price? $21.78 per ounce. That is pretty expensive per ounce for a niacinamide serum. Just get the one from the ordinary. All right, now we do have another ANUA serum on here, and I do think they are going to redeem themselves with this one because Azelaic acid, as we know, is an ingredient that functions to help. It is antibacterial. It helps with acne. It's very gentle, but it is efficacious against bacteria for acne. So I do like that there is azelaic acid in here at such a high percentage. This should be a different color because it should be with the beta-ene salicylate. That is an active beta-ene connected to a salicylic acid molecule. It's going to be slightly hydrating, slightly exfoliating, but I just have it highlighted because it's active. We have other ingredients, dipotassium glycyrrhizate. Don't know if I pronounced that correctly. That comes from licorice root, and that is an anti-inflammatory, anti-aging ingredient that is in a couple of these. There's also niacinamide. There is Centella asiatica extract. All of the extracts I have in red, but do not be mistaken, red is not bad. Red means they are extracts. So there's also aloe leaf juice, Centella asiatica extract. This one I like. It's not anything special. I think for $21.78 an ounce, it is a little pricey. And ANUA's marketing is kind of annoying, but here's the ANUA. We're going to put this in B tier because I do think that one is better than their tranexamic acid one. Now, what is next? We have AVÈNE Hyaluron Active B3 Concentrated Plumping Serum. This is a simple ingredients list. This is all there is. So, AVÈNE Thermal Spring Water, ooh la la, niacinamide, glycerin, pentylene glycol, which is a solvent, sodium hyaluronate, adenosine, which is an RNA DNA base. So it has a function in cell signaling for G-coupled protein receptors that are underneath the skin. It does have a function for helping to stimulate production of new G protein coupled output, but and that can help downstream with synthesizing collagen. So this is a good ingredient. You'll see this listed in here a couple times. I don't know if it's worth $40 an ounce. It's a nice formula. I'm gonna put this at B tier. I have to find it in my list. It's just way too expensive to go any higher in my opinion, but it's a beautiful ingredients list and I wish it wasn't as expensive as it is. There's nothing in the formula that makes it $40 an ounce. Beauty of Joseon Glow Serum Propolis and Niacinamide. This has propolis extract in place of water, but there's also water down here. There are a couple different solvents. We have glycerin, niacinamide, sodium hyaluronate. We have all of these different extracts. Tea tree extract, Centella asiatica extract, lotus corniculatus seed extract. We have some of the other ingredients. This should be black text. We have some other active ingredients, but really not a lot more besides the extracts, the propolis extract. I think this one for $16.83 is good. It doesn't have like a lot. I hate just putting things in B tier. It's below the ANUA. This one, it's below this. This one has a little bit more. So I'm going to put it in C tier. It's not bad by any means. That's not why it's in C tier. It's not in C tier because it's bad. It's in C tier because unless I see something with a lot more going on, because I know that there are things with more ingredients that I like in them, I think you can find a cheaper niacinamide. Now, I don't know how much the propolis extract is worth it. If you're buying it for the propolis extract, might be worth it, but that is a highlighted ingredient on here. So we're gonna put Beauty of Joseon in C tier. Again, it's not because it's bad. Anything that's like bad, I'll put in D tier. I have a couple that I'm thinking I'm gonna put in D tier, but I also don't know if I'd label as hydration. I don't know. Okay, Bubble Skincare Daydream Tone and Texture Serum. I did forget I need to shout out my friend Julio for helping me make this spreadsheet. So they sent the spreadsheet to me with a bunch of things in it and said, I want you to go over all of these. And I just went on to it and added more. So thank you so much for making the spreadsheet because it really helped a lot with adding everything in. And I'm going to share the spreadsheet with all of you, so everyone's going to have it. So we all win because of Julio. Thank you so much. Everyone say thank you, Julio, in the comments. We are going to go over Bubble Skincare Daydream Tone and Texture Serum. This looks like it is a vitamin C sort of a serum. There is sodium ascorbyl phosphatate, which is a stabilized form of vitamin C. It's not the strongest, but there are other brightening agents in here. So there is niacinamide, alpha-arbutin. We also have ceramide NP, ceramide AP, ceramide AS, ceramide NS, ceramide EOP. We have cholesterol. We have a couple different emollient ingredients, but cholesterol is really going to be skin identical. I do like this. I feel like this is a really healthy A-tier ingredients list for me. And I'm not a fan of the brand Bubble skincare, but I am a fan of this ingredients list. So Bubble, you're gonna be our first A. I think you did a pretty good job with this ingredients list for brightening. I mean, the tranexamic acid isn't going to do much, but the alpha-arbutin, that is going to act on I think it's the tyrosine receptors in the melanocytes, so it's going to help melanin production, which helps dark spots, because dark spots are overproduced melanin little spots. So it's also good for people of color for melanated skin, because it's not something that's super harsh all over the face. It's something that people of color can use on dark spots, and it's like efficacious as well. So I do like that we have a gentler form of vitamin C with alpha-arbutin, with niacinamide, tranexamic acid, and then we have ceramides and cholesterol that's going to replenish a lot. So I do think that's a nice serum. What's next? Okay, so this one was requested. I think the brand is Bynacht. This one is the most expensive serum on the list for $348 per ounce. Let's see why it's worth this much. So aloe juice, there's glycerin, there's lactobacillus, portulaca oleracea ferment, don't know how to say that, isomalt, ubiquinone, sodium hyaluronate, apple fruit extract, hydrolyzed collagen, allantonin, hops extract, olive leaf extract, levin myrothamnus flabellifolia leaf stem extract, Polypodium vulgare rhizome extract, pectin, leuconostoc radish root ferment filtrate, ascorbic acid, Vitis vinifera grapeseed extract, okay, Caudalie, Polera vulgaris lupinus albus protein ferment, Ziziphus jojoba seed extract, sodium hyaluronate cross polymer 3, lactobacillus, Centraria Islandica Iceland moose thallus extract, Sphagnum magellanicum extract, coconut fruit extract, ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate, Hordeum vulgare extract, and glycosphingolipids. That's not including any of the emulsifiers, preservatives, solvents, etc. That's just literally the actives that I see in this formula. There's a lot going on. However, you know my feeling about having the extracts do the heavy lifting. The average consumer does not know what rhizome extract is. So to have a bunch of these things in a formula, and to have that formula be for $348, it's giving D tier for me. I'm sorry. Like, the formula itself isn't bad. Like, it's not a bad formula. It's pretty, but it's not worth $348. No, it's maybe not even worth a fourth of that price. So where was the Bynacht? Okay, it was this one. I'm gonna put it in D tier just because of the egregious price. Again, if you're from Bynacht and you're seeing this, no beef with your ingredients list. It's just the price. I don't understand the price of it. Like, I don't understand what ingredient is that expensive. Don't want to hate ya, but let's go on to BYOMA Phyto Glow Serum. This, to me, I'm not even going to beat around the bush with you guys. S tier. Beautiful. Okay, so I already finished one of them. They did send me the product. This is not sponsored, but the formula of this, I would buy it with my own money. That's how much I like it. It's a really good primer. It's a really good humectant, like really hydrating formula. It feels really nice on the skin. It's vegan, so you don't have to worry about real snails being harmed because it is phytomucin, so it's not even real snail mucin. But they explain all of their ingredients. I kind of disagreed and labeled some things differently, but that's just me. So there's glycerin really high up in the ingredients list. We have Dioscera japonica root extract, Laminaria japonica extract, hibiscus fruit extract. We have Chorus oleatorious leaf extract. We have palmitoyl tripeptide 1, which is a signaling peptide attached to a palmitoyl group, so it's going to sink down into the skin and work on the collagen receptors. We have arginine, which is a free amino acid. We have Nelumbo nucifera root extract. We have polyglutamic acid, hyaluronic acid, hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid, sodium hyaluronate, ceramide MP, betaine, cholesterol. And then we have some other skin conditioners and some components of the skin. So stearic acid, oleic acid, those are free fatty acids found within the skin. This formula is really lightweight. It doesn't feel as emollient as the ingredients list looks. So they did a really good job formulating this with all of the solvents and the glycerol polymethacrylate, the carbomer. Some of these other emulsifiers and surfactants are really helping to bring everything into solution really nicely. This is a formula that I really like for $12.59 an ounce. It's beautiful. I would recommend it to everyone. I think it's good on all skin types. I think it's good on oily skin types. It's good. Literally, it's like a moisturizer for oily skin types. So I have said before that stearic acid may cause pore clogging. Again, it's very variable on your skin type, your skin composition, the texture of your skin, like literally molecularly, I don't know, right? But people have had issues with that ingredient before. So if you're someone that's sensitive to stearic acid, I might recommend you avoid it. Now, again, that is not the typical person, so I'm not telling everyone to avoid it. It is one of my favorites. It's S tier for a reason. Caudalie Vinoperfect Brightening Dark Spot Serum, Vitamin C Alternative. Now, this is an interesting one because it's focusing on this palmitoyl grapevine shoot extract. This has a palmitoyl group on it, so it's going to sink down into the layers of the skin. Palmitoyl means it has a 16 carbon chain attached to it, and that is pretty much what the fatty acids in our skin are kind of composed of. 16, 18 carbon chains, 20, 22 carbon chains, like things like that. So we have this fatty acid attached to it to make sure it goes down into the skin. I think that is what helps it be as effective, because regular grapevine shoot extract is not as effective as it is. So I think that that is probably the technology that helps this ingredient really get to the layers of the skin where it's going to be the most efficacious. Now, they claim that it is very expensive for what it is. I think it's good, but it's not the best, but it does work, right? Like, I've seen people have results from it, but it's not going to be the most potent thing. But if you've like tried retinol and retinol's too harsh, but you're looking for something but you don't like vitamin C, you might like this. Like, this is a good in between. If you don't like vitamin C, if your skin can't handle vitamin C, it's a true vitamin C alternative. I think this could work on all skin types. It is very gentle, but for this reason, I'm going to put it A tier. It is really expensive, and it's probably going to be one of the more expensive ones that ends up here in A tier, but it is efficacious, and there is a technology behind why it works so well, but it's really expensive, so it gets points deducted for that. Next, we have the Caudalie Resveratrol Lift Instant Firming Retinol Alternative. Now, this is a true retinol alternative. This, I think, is really going to have, I think honestly, the resveratrol is probably a big part of both of these because we have the same ingredient in both of these. Resveratrol as an individual ingredient is not listed here, but this does have some other ingredients such as adenosine, acetyl dipeptide 1, acetyl ester, nicotina, benthamiana, hexapeptide 40, SH polypeptide 47. Those are going to work. It's going to work. Like, it is a very good product. I think that the resveratrol is a little more effective than the vitamin C alternative. If you're looking for something that's like retinol, vitamin C, Caudalie vitamin C alternative, Caudalie resveratrol, retinol alternative, retinol. That's where I would rank them. I'm gonna say this one is another A tier because I don't like the price. I can't justify the price as being S tier, because you can get the ordinary resveratrol serum for cheaper, for like, how much is it? $10.40. So that's going to have, 3% resveratrol and 3% ferulic acid, I think it was. That's what I use every morning to help brighten, and I just recently picked it up again. It's a good ingredient. I really like it. Those two serums I'm gonna say are A tier. If you're in the budget for them, they are really pretty, but it's not something that I'm like, go out and buy it. now. But the ingredients, let's talk about Cerave Skin Renewing Vitamin C Serum. The second ingredient is ascorbic acid in a water-based solution. We do have some other ingredients coming to the rescue, like the dimethicone, the cetyl ethahexanoate. It is really, I mean, it's a thick vitamin C serum, but there is water in the beginning, so I would be a little worried about the efficacy of the actual ascorbic acid itself. However, there are lots of emollients in this formula, so it's not bad, but this is something I would say is probably like, I would say C tier, but I feel like for all of the ceramides, cholesterol, phytosphingosine, precursor to cholesterol, for all of, or not precursor to cholesterol, precursor to ceramide, for all of the ingredients I have that are good, it kind of offsets the fact that we have ascorbic acid with water. So ascorbic acid with water will never be as strong as just regular ascorbic acid without water, but it's going to be firming, brightening, moisturizing. I'm gonna put it at B tier right here, because for $28.99 an ounce, I am a little disappointed that the first two ingredients are water and ascorbic acid, but again, I mean, it's a drugstore vitamin C serum, so I wouldn't expect there to be any expensive derivatives or anything like that in the formula. There are other good skin conditioning ingredients though, so it is a solid formula and it'll work. But again, none of these serums, you don't need anything. These are all for fun. That's why I'm okay with being mean. Cerave Resurfacing Retinol Serum. They have two, and the one that was recommended to me to review was the resurfacing one. They do also have a skin renewing retinol serum, but let's talk about the resurfacing retinol serum. It does have retinol pretty far down in the ingredients list. Again, that doesn't really mean much because that could be where it's effective. There are other ingredients in here, such as the ceramides. We have niacinamide, dipotassium glycyrrhizate, I can never say that word, but that's the licorice root extract, phytosphingosine. I'm gonna say this is a C tier because it's not impressive, but it's just like a retinol, right? Like, it's a retinol. I mean, I don't know, should I put it at B tier because of all the ceramides and the phytosphingosine? I might put it at B tier just because there are worse formulations. It's gonna live in B tier with these guys because it's not bad. It's just like, there's better. All right, now y'all asked me about a D tier formulation. This is gonna go to D tier because why am I paying for quartz powder, amethyst powder, ruby powder, and gold for $85 an ounce? No. This has no technology that is worth the money. Better be here. Here it is. No. Let's talk about redeeming qualities, if there are any. It has niacinamide, it has emollient triheptanoin, glycerin, has all those crystal powders, it has shea butter or shea oil, it has some more emollient ingredients, magnolia fruit extract, carrageenan extract, aloe juice, polyglutamic acid, some sodium hyaluronate. It's just like not impressive. There are peptides at the end, but like, and glutathione and ascorbic acid, but with everything going on, how do you even know that it's working? There is way too much going on, way too many actives. And the actives that I would want to actually focus on are like not in the formula that much. So like the copper gluconate, zinc gluconate, magnesium aspartate, those are all in the Rhode glazing milk, and they are said to be antioxidants in the Rhode formulation. So I'd imagine they are in here for the same reason, but I just can't get behind the fact that there's fucking crystal powder in here. No. Okay. Clarins Double Serum. I have de-influenced this before. I don't know how much it's worth it. I'm sorry, guys. There aren't that many ingredients that I'm like, okay. Like palmitoyl tripeptide 1, palmitoyl tetrapeptide 7, that's Matrixyl 3000. You can get that in a serum from The Ordinary for more concentrated than this, for less than $95 an ounce. Clarins. No, we're not doing this. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like some of this stuff maybe is expensive. Should you as the consumer be paying that? In my opinion, no. If you want to, you can, but I didn't recommend for you to, so can't blame me. All right, now Clinique Moisture Surge Active Glow Serum. I also didn't really like this. Like, there's not that much going on. There's almost more like there's more put into texturizing the formula and making everything miscible together in solution. There's more work done to that than there are actives in the serum. And it's like a serum. Like if you're using your moisturizer, you don't even need this. What? Sodium hyaluronate, caffeine, sodium polyaspartate. They're gonna attract water, but like at what cost? You're then gonna put a ton of film formers on your face. Maybe it'll be a good primer, right? Like if you have this and you're like, oh dang it, why did I just buy this? Might be a good primer, but I just wouldn't recommend this for $49 an ounce. I'm gonna put that at D tier just because there's not anything that's really impressing me. More ingredients, more work was going into the texture of it, which again, if you want something that's a beautiful texture to go under foundation, it might be good for you, but I'm not buying it for $49 an ounce. I think there are better primers that are hydrating for under foundation. The Anastasia Hydra Prime SPF is $48 for the package. I don't know how many ounces it is. It might be 1.7, it might be 1, but it's $48 for that much, and that is hydrating and SPF and a primer. I would rather pick that. Let's go down to next is Cocokind Ceramide Barrier Serum. This is pretty. I like this. I don't know if I'd call this S tier, but I do like it. There's all of the ceramides. There are the sphingosine precursors to ceramides. There's aloe, squalane, glycerin, beta-glucan, polunan. I'm gonna put the Cocokind Barrier Serum at A. I feel like we don't really have, or I guess we have some stuff at A, but that's an A tier in my opinion. Pretty good formula. For $22 an ounce too. That's a good formula. CosRx, the 6 peptide skin booster serum. I really liked this for $5 an ounce. This was like an S tier for me. I think this would give a lot of results. It has a lot of peptides. It has a lot of actives, but it has a lot of peptides that I think would work all very similarly. And we have this watery base. I really think this is an S tier formulation. I think for the price, you get so many actives. So yeah, this peptide skin booster, I think it's this one. We're gonna put it up at S tier. Okay, CosRx Advanced Snail Mucin. This is really pretty. I'm gonna say A tier for this. I like this formulation. I like that there's no water, only snail secretion filtrate. That's where they get the water from. As well as, I mean, there's other solvents in the formula, but it's really hydrating without water, which is really good. So that is going to be an A tier formula. We love CosRx. Next is the Dew Deliverance Calming Face Serum. This is a really cool formula. I think it's really effective. It has sodium palmitoyl proline, which is going to be a precursor for collagen that's going to sink down into the skin. There are cannabinoids, which are going to be good for the surface of the skin. This could be one of the other S tier formulas in my opinion, just because everything from Dew is really well formulated, really thoughtfully formulated. The only thing holding me back from putting it S tier is the price. I think it's going to be A tier for me because of the price, but it would be S tier if it were cheaper. But I do know that they are very transparent with their pricing. So if they see this and they're like, we price it like that for a reason, and they post a price breakdown, I mean, I wouldn't be mad, but it is a good formula. It's a really good formula. And I think that this would be good if you're looking for something. I marked it as soothing, but they market it as soothing. It could be anything really. Like it could be anti-aging because we have the peptides in there. We have the sodium palmitoyl proline. We're going to firm up the skin, right, with the precursor to collagen. Drunk Elephant B-Hydra, $31.25 per ounce. It is a pretty formula. It's a pretty fun formula. There's not a lot going on with it. I'm just gonna put it at C tier because it's not awful, but it's really expensive. Here it is. It's not awful. It is really expensive. I do really like C-Firma though, which is their vitamin C serum. That is $84 per ounce. It is a fresh vitamin C solution made in a vacuum sealed pump. Now, the picture that I have of it shows the powder that you mix with the solvent, and it is very effective. I think this I'm gonna put as another A tier just because the price is egregious, but we have all of these different molecules that bind and act as antioxidants and help support the vitamin C. We have a lot helping support the ascorbic acid. So even though it's a water solution, you're making it fresh right there. The expiration starts right when you make it. And then also it's in that container with the vacuum and you're making it fresh and you're making it right there. And we have some other ingredients supporting that vitamin C. So that's going to be an A tier for me. It's not the worst. it is like, if you have a Sephora gift card and you've always wanted to try it, might be worth your money, but it's not like go out and buy it, you need it. Like, it's not that, but it is a really, really potent brightening serum. Drunk Elephant D-Bronzi drops. No. It's probably one of the ones with the most cosmetic ingredients in it. Cosmetic ingredients are highlighted in the light blue, but I mean, there is acetyl tetrapeptide 17, but like, I hate that there's the colloidal nanoplatinum, because like nanoparticles, not supporting that. I just don't see a point in bronzing drops. And kids in Sephora buying bronzing drops. No for me. E.L.F. Holy Hydration Thirst Burst drops. These are pretty. There are also cosmetic ingredients in this, so I think this would act as like a pretty, not blurring, but like a reflective kind of, it'd be a good primer, I think. This, I think, is a pretty solid B tier, in my opinion. It's not bad, it's good, but it's not like the best thing I've ever seen. I think that's the one that I forgot. What did I say? B tier. Anyways, that is what I did for every single one of these. So y'all better like this video, follow me, and comment down below what serum so far you agree with, what you're going to go buy after this, and what you want to fight me on. Now, let's talk about the E.L.F. Cosmetics Bright Icon serum, because this is an alleged dupe for the SkinCeuticals, except for it's literally not. They use different ingredients. This one contains 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid, which is an ethylated version of ascorbic acid. It is water stable, so it's not going to oxidize immediately when it hits the air in the water when it is exposed to oxygen. There is also ascorbic acid, there's ferulic acid, there are other hydrating ingredients, panthenol, bisabolol, but it's not a SkinCeuticals dupe. I mean, I'm gonna put it at C tier because it's efficacious for what it is, for the price. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's definitely not a SkinCeuticals dupe, and they're trying to market it like it is. And that's kind of my issue with it, because why are you piggybacking off of the marketing of, or why are you piggybacking off of the SkinCeuticals patent expiring and releasing your product when that patent expires and being like, look guys, ours is similar, when you know damn well it's not. Anyways, Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Serum. This was popular. A lot of people really wanted to know my opinions on it. $85 per ounce. The main star of the show ingredient is the bifida ferment lysate, which is shown to have anti-aging properties in vitro. It was shown to have anti-aging properties, and it is very potent and very in this formula and very good for repairing any issues with the skin. There are other extracts in here. There's the yeast extract, there's a lactobacillus ferment, hydrolyzed algin is going to hold on to a lot of water, there's the bisabolol pantethine, there's caffeine, there's tripeptide 32. I mean, I do think that this is, I think bifida ferment is probably on the more expensive side. That's probably why this formulation is more expensive. I do think it is one of the expensive serums that is more worth it. However, I've personally never tried it. I don't know like how effective it is, but I know a lot of people have had a really good experience with it. For all intents and purposes, I'm going to put it in B tier because it's not bad. It's not necessarily the most potent. Like, I think some of these other ones would maybe be more effective. Maybe this resveratrol with the palmitoyl grapevine shoot extract, I think, and the peptides, I think that would be a little more effective. This with the peptides would be more effective. Dew Deliverance Serum would be more effective, I think. I just think there are some that are more effective maybe at instantaneous effects. But again, who am I to literally opinion on that? It is very expensive for the price. All right, Eucerin Radiant Tone Dual Serum Dark Spot Corrector. This was interesting. There were a lot of brightening ingredients. I thought there were some interesting brightening ingredients. There was sodium ascorbyl phosphate. There was isobutyl amido thiazole resorcinol, which is a brightening agent. It's good for acne skin too. Glucosylrutin, isoquencertin. There's the glycyrrhiza root extract. I think this is a good formula. Yeah. I'm gonna put it at B tier because it is kind of expensive, but it's not bad. It's a good formula. I think it would work. Experiment Beauty Super Saturated Hydrating Serum. Now, I do just want to point out this is the only serum on the list that uses parabens as a preservative system. I'm not inherently against parabens because they're not estrogenic like people think they are, but I don't hate parabens for what they are. Now, formula looks like it would be a really good primer. There's glycerin, diglycerin, squalane, polyacrylate cross-polymer 6, which is going to hold on to a lot of water and also hold on to whatever you put on top of it. There's the malachite extract. There's Opuntia ficus indica stem extract, ginger root extract, polyglutamic acid, bisabolol. I mean, there are good ingredients in here. I'm going to put it at B tier because it's not bad. It's good. It's good. It's not like I'm like, oh my god, drawn to it like some of these other ones, but I am gonna put it in B tier because it's not bad. Now, Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dew Drops. See this ingredient down here? Fragrance Parfum. That gave me hives. So I'm gonna put it in D tier because it personally gave me hives. I think you would put it in D tier too if it personally gave you hives. Anyways, Good Molecules Discoloration Correcting Serum. Really all I have in here to work off of is the cetyl tranexamate mesylate, which I don't know how effective that is. I'm gonna put this in C tier. Now we have the Good Molecules Hyaluronic Acid Serum. It's just glycerin and sodium hyaluronate for $6 an ounce. I mean, B tier. It'd be a good primer, right? It's not bad for $6 an ounce. There's gonna be a lot of things I think that end up in B tier, but just because something's in B tier doesn't mean it's bad. And if you know what, if you're like, I think it deserves a chance, you can use the link in my description to buy the product, and then you can let me know if it's actually B tier. Kosas Plump and Juicy Vegan Collagen Spray-On Serum, $14.20 an ounce. This is a pretty formula. I think it's going to be very hydrating. There are some peptides in there. It's not like, it is a nice formula, I think. And for the price, it's not an awful price. I would expect Kosas to be a lot pricier, but we have glycerin, we have hydrolyzed rice protein, hydrolyzed vegetable protein, erythritol, hydrolyzed pea protein, maltodextrin, all gonna hold on to water. We have the lactobacillus ferment, which is good. We have the Artemisia capillaris flower extract, hibiscus flower extract, glycine and proline, good, found in collagen, hydrolyzed sodium hyaluronate, palmitoyl tripeptide 37, good. I would hate to list another thing as B tier. I'm gonna list this as A tier. I also like the packaging. It's not going to give you collagen, but there are collagen precursors in the formula and it's hydrating. I think it's going to be good before makeup, and Kosas is a makeup brand, so when I think of Kosas, I think of doing my makeup. So there we go. Lancome Genifique Ultimate Recovery Serum. This is another one of those bifida ferment lysate ones. I don't love it as much as the Estee Lauder one. I'm gonna put it in C tier underneath Estee Lauder because it has the bifida, it has yeast extract, it has adenosine, it has like good ingredients, but it's not as good. It's not as good as the Estee Lauder Night Repair, and even that one is a little expensive. Now, next we have Lancome's Renergie Triple Serum. This I really don't think is a lot of anything. Yeah, no, I'm gonna put this in D tier. Sorry, I don't see where this is a retinol alternative. I really don't see where it's a retinol alternative. I mean, if you see where it's a retinol alternative, maybe you can let me know. I mean, I think they're talking about this ingredient, but I don't think that that would be a retinol alternative at that concentration with only that. Otherwise, people would be running and falling over and tripping over themselves to buy it. So, all right, now we need to discuss the elephant in the room, or rather the salmon in the room, the salmon sperm in the room, the PDRN pink peptide serum. Now, I put the one that contains salmon sperm on my page. I don't think this is worth the money. I'm going to rate it D tier. Here's why. The ingredient that they're talking about, sodium DNA, that contains the PDRN, polydeoxyribonucleotides, those are not big enough to enter through the skin. They do not pass the 500 Dalton rule. Now, could there be fragments that like are broken off that are smaller? Yes. Could there be little parts that get into the skin that are good? Yes. Is it studied and tested for anything that is not injected into the skin? No. So that is my issue with it. Going to D tier because it is just made to be viral. And with that, we're on the last row. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you haven't already. I am really excited. We are a really good ways done with this already. And I don't know how, I can't see myself. So I'm just trusting you guys that we're going along with this and I look okay. Let's talk about, what was this? Oh yeah, the Metacube does have a lot of peptides in it, but it's still, the peptides I think are what are doing the heavy lifting of the the salmon sperm extract treatment. Like, I think you think it's the DNA, but it's actually the peptides. All right, Murad Rapid Dark Spot Correcting Serum, tranexamic acid. I always side-eye that a little bit. 4-ethyl resorcinol, zinc gluconate, dipotassium, cerazate for $83 an ounce. I don't think it's worth it. There is urea, that's a good molecule. There are amino acids in there. It's a C tier for me. I'm sorry. Like, it's not worth $83 per ounce. In my opinion. Don't get mad at me. Now, Naturium Barrier Bounce. This was tea. I was super surprised by how much I liked this. There was urea in there. There were a lot of emollient ingredients: squalane, shea butter esters, oleic acid, cholesterol, sodium hyaluronate. Lots of good ingredients in here. Phytosphingosine. I am gonna put Naturium Barrier Bounce at an A tier for $14.12 an ounce. I do think that it has a nice formula and it would work well, I think, under makeup if you want a glowy base. And if you're drier skin, I think you would really like the Naturium Barrier Bounce. Next, Peach and Lily Glass Skin Refining Serum. There's a ton of sodium hyaluronate in here. That's what gives your skin the glass skin effect. I don't think it's anything other than the saccharide isomerate, beta-glucan, all the shit ton of forms of sodium hyaluronate. There's niacinamide. There's nothing really acting. I mean, okay, for $25 an ounce, you get adenosine, sodium hyaluronate, niacinamide, acetyl-octapeptide 3, beta-glucan saccharide isomerate, sucrose, aceticoside. I mean, I don't think it's bad. I'm gonna say it's B tier because it isn't that expensive for the price per ounce for what it contains, but there are better products out there. But it's not the worst. It's pretty good. It's gonna give you a glass skin like effect if you're looking for like glass skin editorial photo shoot. Get the Peach and Lily Glass Serum. Prequel Multi-Quench Plumping and Hydrating Serum. Prequel is a favorite on my channel. We really liked it over in the Milky Toner series. We really liked their Prequel Half and Half moisturizer. It is a fluid moisturizer. Yes, I included it in the Milky Toner series because I like drama. Yes, I've blocked everyone that's commented about it because I don't like the outcome of my own drama, but either way, Prequel Multi-Quench Plumping Hydrating Serum. It contains glycerin, polyglutamic acid, ectoin, erythritol, and I mean, there's not much else. There's hibiscus fruit extract. It's just gonna be super hydrating for $16.47 an ounce. I do think there are better serums for the money. I'm gonna put it at C tier. It's not bad. I would use it, and it's probably beautiful, and it's probably beautiful under makeup, but the formulation, in my opinion, compared to others, it's kind of just like something I'd get at like INKEY list, right? For like 15 bucks. So I don't know. We have Ronavat. This is very expensive, $135 for an ounce. It is basically just extracts. And as you can see, it's really a lot of essential oils. That's what all these scents down here come from. They come from essential oils. I have them labeled as perfuming, but they come from essential oils. That's what the asterisk means. There are a lot of good ingredients in here. I mean, the saffron extract is going to be brightening and it's in a high concentration. Water is lower down in the ingredients list, so we are protecting some of these lipophobic ingredients. It's not bad, and it is, I think, something to try if you've tried everything. If you have maybe more melanated skin and you're looking for something to use with the saffron, if you're looking for something with like the saffron ingredient, I think it's good. I'm gonna put it at B tier just because it's expensive for what it is, but it is a beautiful formula. Sephora collection, this is actually discontinued, but this was on my list because of how popular it is, but it was recently discontinued. I don't know if they're going to bring it back or not, but I was really shocked to see how weak it was with ascorbyl glucoside, a weak derivative of vitamin C, down very far in the ingredients list. So yeah, I don't know. I used to recommend this to people. I used to say it was good, but I'm going to put it in C tier. It's not bad, but I think that other ingredients in here are doing what you think the vitamin C is doing. And then Skin 1004, don't know if that's how you say it, Madagascar Centella 100 ampoule. We have basically just Centella asiatica extract. We have glycerin. That's pretty much it. I like this. I'm gonna put this at S tier because I think that this could be really good. I like this ingredients list a lot. It's really simple. It's literally just what you want. And the price isn't too bad per ounce. It's $9.50 per ounce. I do think, I don't know if it's actually from Madagascar. That could be a marketing ploy, a marketing gimmick, but the formula wise, I like Centella asiatica as an ingredient. It's very calming. It's done my skin well. So I'm going to put that formulation at S tier because it is a pretty formulation and it's just what we want, right? Skin Fix, Barrier, Triple Lipid, Niacinamide, Activating Serum. There's a lot in this serum that I think could potentially break someone out, such as squalene with an E. That is a component of sebum. So beware if you're someone that breaks out. I would not recommend this formula for you, but it does have the peptides. It has the extracts, the Saccharomyces ferment, the Lactobacillus ferment. It has good ingredients besides that pore clogger right there that clogs my pores. The moisturizer, the reformulated moisturizer gave me clogged pores. I'm gonna put it at A just because if you are anti-aging mature skin, beautiful formula. This is like what you want. But if your skin clogs at all, I'm gonna say no. Like my skin, no. If you're on tretinoin, maybe, but I would still not recommend it. But the ingredients are really nice, and I like Skin Fix as a brand. They do a really good job. And it does rebuild the barrier because squalene is found in the barrier. It's just like, it's also found in sebum, which is what clogs my pores. So if I put more of that on my skin, I find my pores get clogged. INKEY List Exosome Serum. Exosomes are not a thing. Not a thing. So I don't even know what ingredient in here is the exosome. Like it's probably, I don't know. I'm gonna put it at D tier just because exosomes can't even get through the skin. It's kind of like the Medicube where it's like technology that doesn't even work. So I do like INKEY List. This is just a rare L for them because I do like them and their formulations are really affordable. Usually they're pretty good. I also don't like succinic acid, which is an ingredient they use as well. There's nothing behind that ingredient. There's also nothing really behind tranexamic acid. So that's just my PSA on the INKEY List. Just maybe avoid those products, but I like the other products. All right, now we're in the ordinary territory. The hyaluronic acid with ceramides. I don't want to say it's an S tier because that's a little egregious to call hyaluronic acid an S tier, but I'm gonna say it's an A tier because I do like the new formula. I like it a lot more than the old formula. The ceramides are actually going to do something. There aren't actually ceramides. They're precursors to ceramides, but I love you still. And then there's more hyaluronic acid, so it's going to be a heavier hyaluronic acid serum. I do like it. It's a good formula. Now, the niacinamide, it is strong, but I think it's the most budget friendly. I'm gonna put it at B because it's not bad. It's just like strong, but it is meant to be diluted with like your moisturizer because it's in the dropper bottle like that. So you put it with your moisturizer and you dilute it and it's not 10% anymore when you dilute it. I think that's what they meant. Either way, we're getting down to the nitty gritty of it. The Ordinary Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. This is a beautiful ingredients list. I'm gonna put this in S tier. It's gonna go in S tier, sorry guys. I am a little biased towards my prescription skincare creams and my BYOMA Phyto Glow serum. I don't love a lot of serums just because I do find that they're kind of like redundant. A really good moisturizer can do a lot that a serum can do, but we're just going through it, okay? And then next I have the Azelaic Acid Suspension. This isn't my favorite just because of the texture. It's not a great texture experience. There's really only azelaic acid in here too that does anything, so I'm gonna put this in C tier. Sorry, or actually should I put it D tier? I'm gonna put it in D tier just because I really don't like the formula, how it feels for like what it is. All right, Topicals Faded Serum Unscented. This is the unscented one, so they have these perfuming agents in here to make sure it doesn't smell bad. They used a form of, I think it was something in here wasn't like what it was before. It might have been the melatonin, not sure, but it is a really nice formula. I'm gonna say A tier because it's effective, and it works. It's a really good formula. It works really well. Now we have 3 more. We have Torridin Dive-In 5D Hyaluronic Acid Ultra Hydrating Serum. This looks like it would be really pretty. It kind of reminds me of the BYOMA. Yeah, it looks like it would be like the BYOMA formula. I'm gonna say, just because of how similar it is and because I love that formula and because I like these ingredients, I'm gonna put Torridin HA at an A tier. Again, with hyaluronic acid, you don't need hyaluronic acid, but it's a great makeup primer if you're dry, if you're on tretinoin, if you're peeling, any kind of extra moisture, it's good. If you're somewhere where there is more moisture in the air, you'll get more of a benefit out of hyaluronic acid because hyaluronic acid does pull moisture out of the air, but it'll help, right? Tower 28 SOS Rescue Serum. This is the spray on, not the hypochlorous acid, but the hypochlorous acid serum spray. So it has sodium magnesium fluorosilicate in it, which is not a PFAS. Not a PFAS, even though it contains fluoro, which normally I say fluoro is a PFAS. What is a PFAS? PFAS is per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. Either way, this is not a PFAS. It is in there to control the texture of the formula so it's more serum-like and less watery. It is a little bit thicker. It is more soothing because it holds the hyaluronic acid into the skin a little bit more. There's that layer of that fluorosilicate there to hold that water hypochlorous acid in. It's nice. I mean, I don't know if it's worth $17 an ounce. I'm gonna put it in C tier because just use the hypochlorous acid. You don't need the serum. Like, there's really nothing in the serum that is that different from the regular one. And even then, you can buy hypochlorous acid for a lot cheaper than what Tower 28 sells it for. And then the last formula is the VT Cosmetics Riedel Shot 100. There's also 50 and 300 on the Ulta app, but I picked 100 because it was in the middle. It's $15.38 per ounce, and it claims to be soothing and be anti-redness. It has individual amino acids as well as Centella asiatica extract and the asiatic acid, stuff like that. I do like this ingredients list. I think this ingredients list is a solid A, in my opinion. It contains a little bit of everything. There is a common pore clogger in here, ethyl hexyl palmitate, so just know people have anecdotally reported having clogged pores because ingredients like this can form an occlusive layer over the skin and cause the sebum to stay in the skin, so your pores get clogged. Anecdotally, that is what has happened. There's no peer-reviewed study saying that. Don't roast me for saying that, but I do think it's a good formula. I'm going to put it at A tier. A lot ended up at A tier. I think it took a lot to get to S tier though. Some things could have gotten to S tier if they weren't as expensive. Some things were just solid A tier, like the Cocokind serum, solid A tier. Some things were solid B tier, like Experiment Super Saturated, solid B tier. Don't know how necessary it is for like an everyday, for your everyday consumer, but it's cute, right? Like, I would have fun using it. Then there's the C tier, which is like, it's not a bad formula, but there's more than one thing wrong with it. So like Drunk Elephant, super expensive for what it is. It's a hyaluronic acid. It's okay, like it's a nice formula and it contains like ceramide precursors and stuff in it, but it's a hyaluronic acid serum. Like, you don't need that. At this point, most moisturizers contain hyaluronic acid. So, all right, this is my list. And I'm gonna share the Google Doc with you guys. It'll be in the description if you want to follow along during this video, if you want to do your own research, if you want to apply my rules for what different ingredients are, you can by all means do that. And that was Serum Roundup, where we ranked 50 serums from S to A to B to C to D tier, and we decided which serums are worth the money. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and make sure to leave a comment what serum you're most excited to try. And if you are interested in trying any serums, I do have the links all down in my bio with the timestamps. So this is going to be a comprehensive review of 50 of the most viral serums on the market. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.